Good morning. This is Mary with Mary Made a Journal, and today I'm taking a trip back in time to almost a year ago when I was working on this journal for a friend for Christmas, which clearly didn't make it. It's a cooking themed journal, and I've got most of it done. But then Christmas, different things happened that interfered with my ability to complete it. I've got like a little shopping list that I created. I made a tall case for it out of a cookbook page, and it's got some tea or coffee dyed papers in it that she can journal on. And I've labeled it shopping list, but I clearly intend it to remain with the journal and be part of her journaling space. I'll have to look up whose all digitals I have used in the journal, because I know who did this, or I can find out who did this. It's a doily piece that I've cut into a little pocket. These pages I've taken large. They had like double spread pages of cooking related items in this was a 1981 cookbook, and I folded them back to make them the right size, and have a fold out, and now I have a little tuck here that covers it. And then some journaling space, some on the back of the wine picture. There's a whole bunch of information related to wine. Journaling space, a little ruffled paper at the top, a couple of journaling spots, some content from older cookbooks that I collected, just on general meal information and vitamins and that kind of thing. This is the first section of the cookbook, so it's designed to be, like most cookbooks, start out with general information and beverages. And my beverages, I chose to make wine, and on the very back cover there's a rum cocktail recipe. And the pages are actually quite thick and sturdy because most of them are doubled up, and they aren't really thin copy paper to begin with that I printed them on. So even ones like this that aren't stitched have been glued together. So that being said, each signature only has a few pages in it, but they're bulky. And as a result, what I'm dealing with, and one of the reasons for my delay, is I have a monster book that I have to somehow bind together. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 signatures, if they all stay. I'm not sure. But it's 11 signatures. I've done a lot of the decorating. I still have more to do. There's lots of paper clips where I have to add things and add pockets. It's mainly adding pockets for some journaling cards I have in there. But at any rate, this became overwhelming to me, and I didn't quite know where to go. And I looked on YouTube last night to see if anybody had ever done anything as ridiculous as this, and apparently in my searching mechanism, I was unable to find anybody that did anything this crazy. So that being said, when I was making the journal, I made this fabric cover based upon a video I had seen, and it wasn't original to Gail, but I don't know who she got it from. I can't remember. But you basically took a piece of muslin and you sewed all over it. And I went the extra step and went and did stitching, you know, hand stitching on the sides, which is really, you know, lost on the front and it'll never be seen on the back. But I felt like I didn't have the right supplies to do it, all the supplies that I needed to do it, and I wanted to make sure that all the little pieces of fabric stayed down. So while I watched TV at night, I just sat there doing little stitches, stitching all the pieces together, or, you know, hopefully stitching all the little pieces together. So that's what I have to work with as my outside cover, which is clearly enough to handle this. And then at a thrift shop, I found this placemat that I felt would be complementary to it if I could somehow work it in without too much trouble. And the placemat itself is large enough to cover, you know, just the book. So I think I can make it work somehow. Clearly I'm going to have to cut some of the top off because it's taller than my other piece, or maybe I'll flip it. I just don't know at this point how it's going to turn out. But these are the two things I'm looking at using for my soft cover. And in order to support the soft cover, what I often use are these 9x12 envelopes, or they're 9x12, I believe. Yeah, 9x12. And so what I've done here is I've taken two and I've put them inside each other. I mean, they're not glued down yet. And I think that I'm going to be able to glue them together, put this here, and bring this up thusly, and clearly cut off these extra flaps, or yeah, because this is all going to be hidden by my fabric cover. But so that's what I'm going to work on today, is trying to get the cover put together. I'd love to be able to get the whole everything bound and, you know, a step closer to its final home, but I don't think that's possible. And I'm not going to put you guys through the process of watching me do this on live, you know, on a live feed. So what I'm going to do is set my camera up to do time lapse, and with the time lapse you'll be able to watch me work, but it'll be extremely fast. You know, you'll just see bits and pieces of what I do, and I may go in and after that go in and do a voiceover if I feel like anything needs explaining. But that's my plan. I hope it works out. I hope this video gets seen by people. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye and welcome to time lapse. So with that, I now have my cover that's been glued to a 9x12 envelope or envelopes, and it's currently sitting under a stack of books right now. And I did manage to make the templates for putting the signatures in as well this afternoon. So I feel like what I'm going to do next is go through each and every signature, and there's a lot of inking I need to do. And as I said, there's a number of places where there's paper clips, and I need to make some pockets for some journal cards. So I'll do that next, and I probably won't record it. I might do it on time lapse, I don't know. But I'm so happy to be one step closer to having this monstrous book finished. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.